Hi guys, we are starting the traditional review of the best gemstones of the last month. May I remind you that not all of them are available because most of them I have been looking for the specific customers. However, if you're interested in something similar, you can always find the description of the gemstones under its number below the video. So you just look up the number, see the description of the gemstone, the size and the price. And if you'd like to order something similar, you just shoot me the message with the request. We will discuss what type of the budget you're hoping for and the stone you're hoping for. So let's start. Number one is the Tourmaline with beautiful combination of pink and black color, and that one is from Afghanistan. As you noticed, probably if you're following us for some time, we have found the bunch of these beautiful tourmalines actually more than a year ago, probably even a year and a half. I can't remember for sure, but the idea is that I bought the whole lot, and some of them I sold, some of them I left for myself to make some jewelry later. Exactly, I have got 4 of pieces sitting inside and waiting for me to make some ring or necklace for that. However, the time is going on and I have never found enough of free time to attend to the stone, so I decided to sell one of them. I believe it's better if one of you starts enjoying this stone rather than it will be just collecting dust on the shelf in my house. Number 2 is a mind-blowing bright blue Zircon. And if you have been following me, you probably saw that we participated in mining in Cambodia, and I can assure you that color you can meet maybe one time out of 1,000, because usually the zircons from that area, they are pale grayish blue, and to find that kind of beautiful sparkling bright blue is a very good luck. Number 3 is a stunning Tanzanite directly from Tanzania, Arusha city. We had to establish a sort of a filial there, so we constantly have someone working for Senior Jeff's company in Arusha, and they are looking for the best of the best Tanzanites as soon as they're mined. Because again, Tanzanites of that quality, not that much rare as that bright blue zircons, but still not common thing to find. And if I may remind you, what is the big bonus of a bright blue Tanzanite comparing to the same bright blue Sapphire, for example, is a 0 in the price. I mean, that type of the color in Sapphire will look exactly the same, or probably with slight difference only, but the price will be not in thousands, but in tens of thousands of dollars. Moreover, Tanzanites, unlike sapphires, show their bright color even under the dark light circumstances. So if you are living in Germany, for example, or in northern parts of Europe, then definitely Tanzanite is your choice. Anyway, we have got an access to many Tanzanites usually, so if you are looking for the different shape, different hue, just let me know. We can find it easily. Number 4 is a very rare found actually, because that is the black sapphire from Canterbury. And again, usually the black sapphire look like the dark brown stone with golden sparkles inside of it, like the golden dust almost. But this one is actually blue. That's abnormally appeared most probably because of the Titan, and as a result we have got the dark blue color instead of the dark brown or black. That type of the stones I get my hand on approximately once a year, so it's not very much easy to find something like that. As I said, it's an abnormal color. But if you like to wear something what is 100% unique and not easy to get, that is your choice. Number 5 is a very cute tourmaline with interesting color pattern. It has got a little bit of bluish white color on one side. It has got very beautiful brownish pink on another one. And in general, this stone looks very bright and gentle at the same time, so it would be a perfect option for some young lady maybe, as I see it. I have chosen it among thousands of similar stones, so the quality is just top one. Number 6 is a classic black sapphire, this time from the same Tsavorite Highland. The video appeared to be very good because you actually can properly see both the star and the pattern, which makes this stone so much beautiful and unique. And just for you to know, we do expect that the market prices are going to be increased sometime in the autumn this year. It's not because I want to gain more profit or margin, it's just because the local people in Thailand who have the remains of these beautiful stones, as the Chintaguri mining is closed already for many years, they are slowly increasing the price on it because they don't mind it anymore. So that's logical. In other words, if someone is looking for the investment stone, that is a good option because the price will increase very soon. I expect it to be in the autumn again, but it might happen a bit earlier. Number 7, 8, and 9 is the 3 beautiful Ethiopian opals, which I picked up personally, and actually it took several days to get that quote, because usually when you come to the Ethiopian mining owner or someone who sells the Ethiopian opals, they bring buckets of those, just buckets. I'm not kidding, or sometimes like the bags, 10 kilos each. They pour it in front of you and expect you to buy all of that because the stones obviously are all very much good. But as soon as you start have a closer look at them, you can see that this one is too pale, this one is too ugly, this one doesn't have the color at all, this one has got the crackles, etc, etc, etc. And usually with Ethiopian opals you can get probably one proper decent opal out of thousands of them. It takes days and days to get the decent stone, really. And after then the seller of course is very much upset with you because you didn't buy the whole bucket of it. But what to do? Number 10 is one of my favorite stones, which is a spinel, and this color I call the color of the ocean during the storm, because you see it's like a aquamarine but the dark version of it. And I need to tell you that that type of the color will look much darker in the countries like Canada or Germany or Swiss or something like that, because with the lack of the light, this greenish blue color becomes grayish black almost, or like silver grayish black. It still looks beautiful, but you need to know about this feature. Number 11 is an absolutely stunning Masai garnet. Probably you have seen the process of cutting it. I have been posting it recently in Instagram actually. So the bonus of this gemstone is that it preserves its bright color under any kind of light. So even if you are going to wear it in the foggy London, it's still going to be the same cheerful, bright orange color as you see on the screen. In this case, it's actually not 100% orange, it's slightly reddish even. And that's another thing which I love about Masai garnet. These beautiful tones and hues are endless. Number 12 is an unusual color for Spinel mahenge actually. Yes, you know that mahenge spinel is famous for this bright red, reddish pink color, but there was an incident 3 years ago when suddenly the miners encountered this blue wearing deposit. It wasn't big, so they ran out of it very quickly, but since that time there are some people who are holding and cutting the stones from mahenge of this beautiful, amazing, bright blue color. They didn't sell it actually when they found it. They were waiting until the price will increase at least like 5 times, and now they started to sell it, and now I am the one who is buying from them. Number 13 is already the classic mahenge spinel. You can see the recognizable bright pinkish red or reddish pink. You can call this color whatever you want. In different laboratories, they will assign different kind of description for that. Some will call it a Jedi red, some will call it neon pink, some will call it whatever. doesn't matter actually. What matters, that is a Spinel mahenge, and that is a stone which grows in price like crazy. Over the last year, some of the stones which we have been holding for investment purposes ourselves have been giving us 500% of growth. That is just insane. Of course, if I may remind you, the investment stone shall meet the certain quality characteristics. So it's not enough to just buy the mahenge spinel from mahenge. You need to get the stone which will be, well, at least 5 carat plus. It will be without any kind of defects, without crackles, etc., etc. Anyway, you can ask me in direct messages if you have any questions about that. Number 14 is a very cute tourmaline with different hues of green, with a bit of a darker color somewhere at the background. And yes, apologies for the video of the heart, which is made not in a vertical position. The thing is that the video has been made by our cutter in Sri Lanka, and he's a very old-fashioned guy, even though he's a genius in cutting, I must admit that. No matter how many times we tell them not to make the video of the heart in that position, he still continues doing that. Number 15, another variation of mahenge spinel. This one is a bit smaller and a bit different hue. You can see that this stone goes more into pinkish kind of color. And if the previous one was 5 carat, this one is 3 carats. It's still suitable for investment, 3 carats I would say, because mahenge spinel is a very expensive stone, but definitely no less than 2.5 probably. Still, I do insist that the best is to buy at least 5 carat plus if you're talking about investment, because small stones, they will be growing in price, but not that much dramatically. It will be much more difficult to sell them. With 5 carats plus, you will have no trouble at all. You just offer it to someone in the market and it's gone, just like that. Number 16, it is also a spinel. Don't know about the origins though. I definitely know that it is from Tanzania, but it might be not spinel from mahenge. There is another deposit actually in Tunduru place. The last time when we were there, we couldn't make it because there was some war or conflict going on with the neighbors, so the access was denied. But it might be from there actually. Don't know for sure. The thing is that the beautiful stone looks very much pretty, and it has got some rutile crystals in it. You can see it even in the video, which makes it especially nice and attractive. Number 17 is also a spinel again, but this time you can see by the colors that it is not in Tanzania. This is a Sri Lankan one. It has got a bit darker hues of blue color. It's a bit more rich in vividness, and it has got also the crystal of rutile inside of it. Number 18, it's again a spinel, this time from Vietnam. And if you watched our videos very carefully, you shall recognize immediately that it is the very famous neon blue spinel from Vietnam. And that is one of the most expensive gemstones in the world. For example, this one is 73,000 for 7 carats. And it's not a big price actually, because the blue spinel from Vietnam of that size and quality is even more rare, just a blue spinel in itself. Another good luck that the stone actually has been cut properly. It easily could be the same situation like with rubies from Burma, where they can do it like really sloppy and still get a lot of money for that, just because it's a ruby from Burma. The same with blue spinel from Vietnam. Just because it is a blue spinel from Vietnam, which is super rare stone, they can afford themselves not to care too much about how pretty it looks in the end. There still will be a buyer who will pay a lot of money for that. Number 19, another unique gemstone. It's actually a polychrome neon zircon. You can see a little bit of yellow, you can see a little bit of green in it, but the most interesting feature of this stone is that it has this neon or opal-alike shine. That effect has been caused by X-ray radiation, which the stone have been exposed to, well, probably sometime like 4.5 billion years ago. And to prevent the question to come in, no, the stone like that doesn't have any radiation on its own. Number 20 is a Tsavorite, and many of you already know that it is another option for the good investment. Tsavorites are rare, they are super expensive, and the price is growing just like insane. This one doesn't cost too much because it's not the big stone and because it's not the top color which it can perform, but it's still very decent looking one. And if you have been dreaming about having a Tsavorite, it's a good chance for you of buying that without paying too much money. Number 21 is a garnet, also from Tanzania. Again, if you have seen my videos about the travels to Africa, then you saw this old guy. He lives in the desert, and even though he has got enough money to live whenever he wants, with whatever comfortable life he wants, he doesn't want to move. He stayed there for his whole life. The bonus for us is that we have become friends, and he is regularly providing us with very good quality garnets of this specific beautiful purplish pink color. Number 23 is a polychrome sapphire from Madagascar, and again, most probably most of you already know that this gemstone isn't mined anymore, therefore their prices are rocketing, and it's very difficult to find new ones. They have recognizable dark aquamarine color, and sometimes when they're polychrome they also show a little bit of yellowish or brownish colors in that. It might be also sometimes the sparkles of blue or a bit brighter green. And I still remember the time when they were sold for $700 per a stone. You can't believe it. Now you cannot buy anything like that for less than 15,000, I guess. Number 23, another garnet from the same grandpa from the desert. I have told about that already. A very beautiful pink color, though it has got the dark background, so it would suit for male ring as well, I think. Number 24, it's again a Masai garnet, but usually they look like the orange. This one looks like the blood orange, I would say. So in that stone I find more red hues rather than the orange ones, even though it comes exactly from the same deposit. Number 25 is a Spinel, which I would call the lavender color, but it has got actually a lot of crystals inside and a few peach yellow clouds in that. It's actually looking very interesting, especially in real life. I wouldn't be able to find a similar one for you if you want to, so that stone is right now available, maybe if you're not sending the request too late. If it's not available, unfortunately I won't be able to find anything like that. Number 26 is a very rare stone for us to work with. It's a chrysoberyl, and it's not a rare as a stone, but it is rare if we're talking about the jewelry suitable quality. That's why if we find something like that, it's usually also expensive, which I also didn't expect to be before. This stone shows a very nice honey yellow color. It's bright, it's big, and it has got an interesting black undertones. So if you are not ready to pay that much for the yellow stone, actually text me, because I would say you can get exactly the same type of the brightness and color, but twice less price if you choose a Tourmaline, for example, a yellow Tourmaline or a yellow Zircon. Number 27. This one is the first time guest on our YouTube channel, at least. I mean, I have got a chance to hold that kind of stones in my hands, but it's the first time when I actually show it for selling to someone. That is a famous Padparaja sapphire. This is the signature pink and peach color combination. Costs a lot. That's why don't be surprised when you see the price under the video. That's the price for the Padparaja sapphires. They are mined in Sri Lanka, and usually per year, if they're lucky, they get no more than 1 or 2 good quality Padparaja sapphires. Sometimes they might not even a 1. And by the way, even the price which you see under the video is actually twice less than it would cost on a normal market. I mean, if you go and try to buy something similar in online store or in some jewelry boutique, it's going to be much more expensive. The only reason why we even have it is just because my friend in Sri Lanka, who is the owner of the deposit, has found himself in the need of the money urgently, so he had to sell the stone, which he would never sell in other circumstances, at least not for that price. If you like the color though, but you don't have like $80,000, still text me, because we often get the tourmalines of a similar Padparaja colors, and that's going to be within more reasonable budget. Number 28 is another Masai Garnet from Tanzania. That is a more usual color for that. Usual doesn't mean that it's boring, it just means what we usually expect from Masai Garnet. There is another spot where they mine the similar color of garnet, it's Nigeria. But the problem with Nigeria is that they don't produce the regular quality. So sometimes they can give you like a couple of nice, decent, bright orange color garnets once a year, and then they will be out for a few years again. And another drawback is that the price of that the same looking orange garnet from Nigeria will start from $5,000 per carat, even if you buy it at the spot. You can imagine how much does it cost when it goes on the international market. Personally, I don't see why should I pay that much amount of money for Nigerian garnet if I can buy exactly the same or even better looking one from Tanzania for much lower price. Number 29 is a lavender spinel. This stone is one of the most popular among you guys. I get actually at least 6 people waiting for the beautiful lavender spinel at the moment from the deposit. So the only one reason when you see this stone among the others now available for sale is just because it's a bit too small. Usually people who order with me, they ask for like size of 5 carats plus. That one is a bit smaller, that's why you can see that, or even buy if you want to. Number 30 is another spinel. This time is a color which is popular among men because of its very noble dark blue, dark aquamarine, grayish color. Number 31, most probably you know already, that is again a Masai garnet, again different hue, even though the same deposit, which is actually very small, so it's surprising how many different colors you can produce. That one looks absolutely amazing, so much juicy, almost like the gemstone loli. You can see that it has got a lot of inclusions, but it is totally fine. The most expensive stones, such as green garnets or Tsavorites, Paraiba tourmalines, are usually bearing a lot of inclusions in them, and that is totally fine. It doesn't affect their durability, it doesn't affect their cost. So for the Masai garnet, Paraiba tourmalines, Tsavorite, to have inclusions is a very normal thing. Number 32 is another result of an abnormal behavior of the deposit in mahenge. So it's also a spinel from mahenge. There was a tiny little bit of stones with this opalized effect, which were found approximately 5 years ago there. It was just once and never repeated again. So all what you see of this type of the color can be bought only from the local people now, who are selling it with a very good margin, as you can tell by the price. Number 33 and 34 those polychrome sapphires from Madagascar, and I will just tell you a little bit of the story of this stone. When they were discovered in the very beginning, the market didn't recognize them at once. So during the first couple of years, while they were being mined, people couldn't understand what is it at all, because the sapphire, you expect it to be either blue or yellow or maybe pink. This one was pink, yellowish, greenish, blue, or something like that, all of it together. So people didn't trust this stone first, and only in a couple of years, when they started to like it, the prices rocketed just like crazy at once, and the same very year the mining was exhausted. So that's the story. People who bought these polychrome sapphires before the price increased became very rich immediately after that happened, and the price is growing still, because again the deposit is exhausted. There is no stone like that anymore anywhere in the world. Number 35, it's again a garnet from my friend in Tanzania, and this one is from my personal collection. It was the same story. I actually have put it aside a few months ago to make the necklace with it, but it never happened because I'm too busy for that, so I decided to share it with you guys. Because again, usually this type of the garnets, they are not available for sale. They just coming directly to the hands of the owners. Number 36 is another type of the color of the garnet. This one is very vivid red and very good in size and clarity actually. The garnets show beautiful colors, but the problem with them that the smaller they become, the worse is the color. So that's why in garnets specifically having the big size matters. Number 37 is a pretty sky blue spinel from Tunduro, also in Tanzania. Very pretty color, very nice stone, unisex I would say, suitable either for the female necklace or for the male ring. It's up to you to decide. Behaves very much nicely under different kind of lights. Of course it will be a bit darker during the winter, but it still will be very pretty. Number 38, the same region, the same stone. It's also a spinel, a bit different kind of color. So we just cut them together. So I'm showing them together as well. That one also a little bit bigger. You can see the description under the video. Many of you might ask if it is considered to be a cobalt spinel. Well, the answer is we don't know. We didn't send it to the laboratory to make a bit more detailed analysis to find out what a chromophore is in it, which makes it blue actually. But in this case it doesn't matter. If you if for example you have got this blue color from Vietnam, then it would matter. Then it would be the discussion of the thousands and thousands of dollars. In this case, because it's not Vietnam, it doesn't matter actually it has got cobalt or not in it. Moreover, sometimes we have got the blue color and we have low quantity of cobalt in a gemstone, and on the other hand, sometimes in the gemstones we can find lots of cobalt and there will be no blue color at all. So the blue color and cobalt are not directly connected, or at least not always. Number 39 is a stunning Spinel mahenge, that classic color I would say. And yes, if you see the price under the video, it is already unbelievably high, and it will be getting even higher. I have been keeping a few of the good examples of the Spinel mahenge just for myself, because how the prices are growing now, it is nothing, trust me, comparing to what the increase it will be showing after the deposit is exhausted. Then you will see the huge margin. So probably it will happen in 10 years or something like that, because the deposit isn't very big one actually. So the Spinel mahenge will do exactly the same what, for example, Paribas Tourmalines did, what Madagascar Sapphires did, what Kashmir Sapphires did. It will be the same story, just insane money for those who have bought it now. Number 40. This stone I'm showing you not because it's actually a super good quality stone. It is good, of course, but it's very expensive, taking into consideration the quality of the color. For example, if you want that kind of purple color, I would recommend to buy the Rwandan amethyst. It will be even brighter and it will be much cheaper. Anyway, it's still interesting to have a look because it's a very big size, unusual for spinel like that, and it has got an interesting combination of the purple and a little bit of black undertones. Again, don't think that it's like the best buy of all your times. If I was spending that much money, I would spend it on Spinel mahenge, for example, or on Tsavorite rather than that, but still interesting to have a look. Number 41 is my favorite my most beloved storm gray spinel. Beautiful size, amazing cut. Everything is perfect about this stone. It can suit perfectly both for the male jewelry or for the female one, doesn't matter, it will be stunning in any way. Number 42 is a similar spinel. It also has got the storm gray hue as a main one, but it has got a little bit of purple or pinkish flashes somewhere on sides of it. That's why probably it would suit better for the lady, but again, why not? The male jewelry would be able to accommodate this stone as well. Number 43 is another classic mahenge spinel, and that is also my favorite color in spinel mahenge range. Actually, you can call it a hot pink, you can call it a neon pink, whatever. The color is stunning, just stunning. There is nothing to add to that. Yes, it is expensive. Yes, the price will be growing, so you won't lose your money if you buy the stone, and you will enjoy wearing that. That's for sure. Number 44 is a bit bigger gray spinel. This time it has got a bit of lavender, a little bit of blue undertones. Would suit perfectly to be in a necklace, for example, because it's quite a decent size for that. But it could be the male ring or maybe the male bracelet as well, actually. Number 45 is one of my recent discoveries. As you know, probably it is the quartz with different kind of inclusions from Brazil. I have bought quite a decent lot the last year, and I've been selling that successful and making the jewelry for myself with them. Unfortunately, this year it's a bit difficult to find the same quality. All of the stones which I have been showing so far are not my style. Not my style in terms of the quality, in terms of the size, in terms of the color and everything. So we have to enjoy what we have got left with since last year. In this quartz, I like the pattern. It looks like the silk threads in it. Number 46 is another quartz, also from Brazil. This one is called the forest one. However, for me, it actually reminds the snowflowers, the blue snowflowers inside of the stone. And I would need to repeat, probably just in case if someone didn't see the videos about the quartz before on my channel or in Instagram. This is not the cheap quartz. The Brazil quartz with this type of inclusions, with ritualized inclusions or geometrite inclusions, is an expensive one. However, there are a lot of forgeries, so be careful when buying something like that. So that's it for this time. If you decided to buy some of the gemstones, just shoot me the direct message with the number of the stone you liked. Or if you have been inspired by the color but you want a different shape, a different size, also don't hesitate to do the same. Just mark that you would like to order something different. I will be able to direct you from there. If you just decided to enjoy yourself and look at something beautiful, that's also totally fine. Hope you get the proper dosage of endorphins from watching this video, because it's good for us to look at beautiful things, right? And have a good day. See you next time, guys.